to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking all about classroom management. So if you are new here, my name is Haley. I'm a first year kindergarten teacher. This is my first year teaching ever, and so that's super exciting. I have tried a lot of different things when it comes to classroom management. I learned about a lot of different things, and then I have been able to find things that work for my group of kiddos right now that seems to be working pretty well. So I have gotten so many requests to talk about classroom management, and so I thought I would finally make this video and talk about what has worked for me, what has not worked for me, and things that I have tried that I didn't end up using for the whole time. But if you are new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can see the rest of this journey. I vlog all the time. I'm currently doing Vlogmas, where there will be a new video every day of December until Christmas, which is exciting. So make sure you subscribe so you can see the rest of those videos, and then also please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and let's get into this video. So classroom management is something that is very crucial to being able to teach. Obviously, you have to have good classroom management to be able to teach all the content that we have to get through as teachers, and it is something that was like utmost importance to me entering into the classroom for the first year. I thought a lot about different classroom management strategies that I could try, and I've tried a few different things, some that did work, some that did not really work for my group of kids right now, and then also like individual things and tools for certain kiddos in my class that need extra support. So I'm gonna be very honest with you. So I do want to say what worked for me may not work for your class. It may work for your class, but it really depends on who your kiddos are, what needs they have, and stuff like that. So I just want to preface that. But I'm gonna start at the beginning of the year and talk about what I did at the beginning of the year to what I'm doing now. So at the beginning of the year, I pretty much only use this thing that is called Blooms. We use this app for our parent communication. We share photos on there, we talk to parents on there, we set up conferences on there. There's also a behavior management system on Blooms. So Blooms is kind of similar to like Class Dojo from what I understand. And so it's just a different app, website thing that you can use. So we had a behavior system on there where you can add points to your kiddos, and then once they reach a certain amount of points, they can like crack their egg or their flower blooms or whatever. There's like a lot of different options you can choose from. So I use that primarily for the beginning of the year to reinforce the different things we were learning about. So there's lots of like different options you can give kids points for like following directions, for being kind, for being responsible with materials. There's just so many different things you can give kids points to, and then you can also take away points if that is what you are choosing to do. I used that primarily at the beginning of the year. It worked for probably about 80% of my class. There was only a few kiddos that it didn't really work for, and so I used that heavily at the beginning of the year. It worked pretty well. I will say that I do not think that taking away points worked for my kiddos. It did not work. It did not work. I only did it maybe once or twice, and I was like, you know what, this is not working. Like, it works so much better to just give kids points than to take away points, and so that's just my opinion. But so we used that a lot at the beginning of the year, but that did not work for all of my kiddos. A couple of my kiddos had a really hard time transitioning into school. It's kindergarten, so this is their first time being in a school sort of environment if they did not go to preschool. So I'm going to talk about a few different tools that I used for a couple of my kiddos that needed extra, like that extra tier of behavior management. So I know the things that I'm about to show may not be considered like your typical classroom management strategies or tools, but I'm telling you guys, I would not have survived the first couple of weeks of school without these things. Like, these things were lifesavers for me. Like, if you have to buy one thing for your classroom, buy these things. So I will have links to them down below, or to similar items to what I have. But the first one that I absolutely recommend, hands down, is sand timers. So this is just a little 30-second sand timer. We still use this one all the time. But one of my kiddos in particular had a really hard time transitioning into doing work. So if I would say, we are gonna write about what we love, and you know, and we'd brainstorm, etc., and then it'd be time for them to go do their work, this student would like not want to do it, and they would have a really hard time transitioning into doing the work. And so we would use these sand timers, and at the beginning of the year we did like a 2-minute sand timer. That student would have 2 minutes to be able to like process what I was asking him asking them to do before they went and did their work, and then that kind of went down. And so at the beginning of the year it was 2 minutes, then like a week later it was like 1 minute, and the week after it was like 30 seconds, and then now we do not have to use these at all. But I do still use these for like if students need to use the calm corner for a break, they know to flip the timer, and then that's how long they are taking the break for. And I think the one I have in the calm corner is like 2 minutes, which I think is a good amount of time. And so I would definitely recommend these. I use these all the time. I think just the visual of the sand coming down is not as like anxiety provoking as like a normal digital timer where the kids can like see the numbers going down. Like this is a little bit more relaxing. So I would definitely recommend getting these. I actually was gifted these from my Amazon wish list this summer, and I will link the ones that I have down below. I love these things. Going along with the timer line, this is another option for a timer. This is like oil and water, and it's just really cool because like the bubbles come down and the kids know that when they flip it, they're supposed to like take deep breaths through their nose, out their mouth, and this like helps them calm down. It's just really relaxing. And so this is supposed to be 2 minutes. From what I read on the reviews, like it's not exactly 2 minutes, but if it's 2 minutes and 30 seconds or 1 minute and 30 seconds, I don't really care. It's about 2 minutes. And so I really love this. My kids love this. It really helps them calm down. And so this is another tool that I really recommend. Another tool that I absolutely like had to have at the beginning of the year was noise blocking headphones, or I think they're called noise cancellation headphones. But quite a few of my students had, I don't know, like they were very sensitive to noise. And so at the beginning of the year, one of my students wore these headphones literally all the time, every single day. And then throughout the year, we've been able to kind of like not use them as much because they're kind of gotten used to school and like how we run things. And we just know that we are not a very loud class because of the students we have in our class. So these are wonderful. I got these actually from my school. The school provided them, but I know you can just buy them off of Amazon, and I'm not sure how expensive they are, but these are a really great tool that I recommend. So that's kind of like another classroom management aspect of classroom management I think that a lot of people don't talk about. I personally really believe that I need to have tools in my classroom to help my kids, and that has to go along with classroom management. If I don't have the tools to help my students succeed, whether that's like positive reinforcement or headphones, I'm gonna have a lot of behavior issues. And so I highly recommend having like a little bin or some sort of thing that students know they can access if they need the support to help them in school with things going on. So these are the things that I absolutely 100% recommend and really helped my students. And so that's another classroom management thing that I did at the beginning of the year. And then again, because all of the kids in our classroom are going to be different. And so another student in my classroom had a really hard time following directions. Just by choice, they did not enjoy following directions. And so I ended up making it was just a visual schedule that had like breakfast and then a picture of the food, and then like unpacking and a picture of like a backpack putting in their cubby, morning meeting and a picture of like us sitting in a circle, whatever, etc. So how I kind of helped that student was every time that they met their goal, which was following directions the first time, they received a sticker or a star. I would draw a star on their chart, and that kind of helped them kind of like see that they could do it and see that they were being seen for following directions the first time, seeing that I knew that they were trying their hardest, and it really helped them. So that's another tool that I used. I don't have to use that anymore with that student. It was just something that we had to use for a little while, and now we kind of don't have to use it anymore, which is great. But that's another tool, classroom management strategy, that I would recommend, making a visual schedule for your kids that need that, and also for kids that maybe you need to set a very specific goal for them, and they can have the opportunity to achieve that goal at any point in time in the day. Okay, so now getting back to like whole class classroom management. I do not really use balloons anymore. I just found that my kids don't really need it anymore, but we needed something different. And so what we are using now currently are these little tickets. They're Ladybug tickets. I will show you what they look like in a minute. But I didn't even mean to introduce this, but I had a sub and I had the packet of Ladybug tickets in the packet, and I had that ready for a sub, and then I got sick, as you guys know. So my sub obviously handed them out because I said, oh yeah, we use these tickets, use them, but I just hadn't introduced them yet. So now that is what we're using, and it works amazing. The students just like love getting their Ladybug tickets. They love writing their name on them, and then we just kind of display them in this little dry erase pocket on our board, and that's it. There's no reward from getting it. They just love getting the ticket. And so it's not like I draw the tickets or anything. They just love getting the tickets and knowing that they get one, and then they write their name on it, and we put it in the pocket, and that's that. So it's something so simple as I just made it on PowerPoint or Word and just made them, and now my students love them. And so that's another thing that we do in our classroom, that I just hand out only 1 or 2, if that, a day, so it stays really special. It's not something that everyone gets all the time. They have to be doing something really good to get a ticket, and then they just love it because it's so special to them, and they know that it's not all the time that people get it. And so yeah, that's another thing that we use. And the main behavior management system that we are using currently that is working really well, I saw like huge improvements in behaviors when I introduced this, and that is class versus teacher points. I know it's so simple, and it's something that tons and tons of people use, but there's a reason tons of people use it, because it works. So all I do is I will write my name on the board, and then I will write the class, and then we will each have a goal that they are working towards. So the first time that we did the points, their goal was to get 10 points, and when they got 10 points, they got a popcorn party, and I just went to Walmart or whatever and got like a $2 bag of popcorn and brought it in, and the kids loved it. And so then the next time, now they have to earn 12 points, and when they get 12 points, they wanted to have a painting party, which is super fun. And so there's really simple things that you can do with your kids to make them really excited, and they want to do good because they want that prize, or they want to just, you know, beat you. So this has worked really well for my kiddos. They eat it up, they really try hard, and if I say like, oh my goodness, I think Mrs. Backholm's gonna earn a point, they like instantly fix their behavior. It's magical. So I would definitely recommend doing this. It's so simple. It does not have to be like a big prize, something that you have to go spend money on. You can literally just have time to do art, or they get extra free choice time, or they can choose their writing topic, whatever your class wants to do. You can really make it work for your kiddos. And so I would definitely recommend trying this if you are having behavior management issues in your classroom. I found that it really works for me, but it's different for every classroom. So those are all the things that I have tried and things that are working really well for me. So again, right now, currently, we're using these tools. We're using Ladybug Tickets, and then we are also using class versus teacher points. And that is what I have found for this class works really well. Next year, it might not work for my class next year, but just because of whatever kids I have in my class. This year, this is what's working, and I definitely recommend it. I love it because it's all positive. There's no negative reinforcement, which I really love, because my students do not do well with negative reinforcement. They thrive off of positive reinforcement, and I just absolutely love where we are at with the class right now. And so if you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up, and make sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, let me know down below what sort of classroom management style you use, and what kind of strategies you have found to really work with your class, because I'm always interested and always willing to try new things if we need to switch things up. So I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!